Good morning, everyone. How are you, students? This is a wonderful morning, but you have to stay safe by following the COVID appropriate behavior. Wear mask, follow physical distancing, and wash your hands very frequently and maintain your hand hygiene. We acknowledge all the resources that have been used. That's only for the educational and learning purposes. If any discrepancy or inadvertent error is noted in the presentation, it would be rectified accordingly.
Okay, good morning, beautiful audience. We are up so bright and early, and so let's meet the team quickly. We have with us our dynamic team leader, Nandini Sarangal ma'am. Along with us, our facilitators for today, that's me, Sonia Makhija, and Vandana Harit. And on YouTube as moderators, we have our experts, Anjali Chauhan, Manish Sharma, and Rajni Gemini. Okay, so friends, let's move on. So as I said, the facilitators for today, it's Sonia Makhija and Vandana Hare.
Hello, dear students. So this is me, Vandana. I'll be with you along with my friend Sonia ma'am. So let's see and unfold today's chapter. We have done On the Face of It, part 1 in the last class. Now let's move on to the On the Face of It by Susan Hill of part 2. So here right in front of your screen, there are certain words. This is a word cloud. कौन लगता है आपको कौन है ये character? Who's the character? We have introduced to you two main characters of the chapter. बताइए कौन लगता है आपको ये character? किसके बारे में लिखे हुए हैं ये words? Write it down in the chat box. Good morning all of you. I can see the chat box over here. बताइए जल्दी से, whom do you find associated with these words? Yes, students are writing. Okay. Yes, dear students. It was, who it was? Come on, write down the name of the character.
It was Anuradha. Anuradha has come up with the answer. Yes.
Very good, Anuradha. Very good. It was Derry, our main character. Yes. Okay. So let's have a flashback of Derry's character right in front of your screen. What we have come to know about him in the last class. Derry, he had a badly burnt and a scarred face. He thinks that Mr. Lamb is pretending not to be afraid of his burnt face. And initially, he was very, very suspicious of Mr. Lamb. But later on, he was fascinated by Mr. Lamb's talk. Derry had really bitter experiences in the world. He was angered and hurt by the useless, sarcastic remarks and the comments of the world. We told you na कि वो बहुत ही hurt, isolated or depressed personality था because he does not trust people क्योंकि उसके face पर scar था and people, society did not accept him as it is. He was a withdrawn and he ignores their comments about his face because he only had half a face. But later on, he was motivated and drawn towards Mr. Lamb. Okay. So now these words, come on.
Okay. So these words we have on the screen. We had lots of answers for the first character. Lives alone, inspiring, welcomes Derry, connects with nature. Hurry up, friends. Write in your chat box who this character is. The character which just Vandana ma'am told us about in a very, very soft manner. Let's see, are the students answering? Yes, we are getting a lot of answers. They are saying good morning friends, good morning students. We have lots of, yes, Kudrat and Mahima, Sumit, beautiful. And let's see who the character is. The character is Mr. Lamb. Yes, he has a very empathetic nature and he is in close association with Derry. How? Let's learn. Let's go in flashback and see about Mr. Lamb. Let's discuss Mr. Lamb. We all remember that Lamb welcomes Derry. बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता है. Mr. Lamb is one person who doesn't like to probe. He encourages Derry to accept himself and he should not fear others. He has no problem if students or children or anybody calls him Lamey Lamb. And he, encourages Derry not to talk or be in isolation. He says isolation is not good. अकेले रहना, अलग रहना एक अच्छी बात नहीं है. He inspires Derry to look at things positively. And also, he's very close to nature. And he says, nature shapes differ, but the quality is the same. He also mentioned there is no difference between weeds and flowers. All are growing, they all have life within them. Okay, so let's quickly take a fast rewind of the story so far. Yes, Vandana ma'am.
Okay, so this particular chapter that unfolds in the last class, it's about the people. The play highlights the discrimination faced by the people who suffer from some shortcomings or special needs. They succumb to the loneliness, depression, and disappointments within themselves. Over here, it was the character Derry, who's got a burnt face. Now, let's have a flashback of the previous chapter. An isolated and alienated Derry is trying to climb the wall of Mr. Lamb in the beautiful garden of Mr. Lamb. And it was a really so beautiful that he wanted to go inside. And Mr. Lamb, who was very welcome in nature, he always keep his gates open. Whereas Derry, a pessimist, he said that he's afraid of himself. He was so alienated. वो अपने आप से ही इतना दुखी था because society did not accepted him. So why? Because his face was burnt by acid, and not only just acid ate his face up, it ate him up. So it is so deep rooted in his personality that his whole life was destroyed. Then he had a conversation who was with Mr. Lamb, who was very, very reassuring in nature and who instilled confidence in Derry. He said that there's nothing God had made that doesn't interest him. Everything is so beautiful. He also gave the example of the weeds, that weeds and flowers are same. There is no difference. It's all life. It's growing. It is same as you and me. हम भी God के ही बनाए हुए हैं. जिस तरीके से weeds and flowers, उसी तरीके से हम. So there is no difference between the normal human beings. Then he said that there is also no difference between us. You are standing there, I am sitting here. He also told about his own story, about his own disabilities, that his one leg was blown off in a bomb blast in the war. And people call him Lamey Lamb. Then Derry, who's still a pessimist, he did not believe in Mr. Lamb's conversation and whatever he taught him about the worldview also. He said, but he won't ever look different. He will only have a half face. Whereas Mr. Lamb presented a beautiful worldview, that world is beautiful. Then Derry, he said, but how society has changed his perspective. They were unacceptable of him. That deep-rooted alienation and depression has embedded into him, in his life and in his personality. लोगों के ही outlook की वजह से he is like that. Then Mr. Lamb told about the bees. कि कुछ लोगों को लगता है बीज हम करती है, but Mr. Lamb को लगता है कि वो sing करती है. This is all about the perspective of life. He had a very, very positive outlook. So now let's continue with our part 2. Derry said to Mr. Lamb, I don't like being near people when they stare at me. When I see them, they're being afraid of me.
Oh, you could lock yourself in a room and never leave it. You could do that. And let me share with you a very interesting story. There was a man, he was afraid of everything in this world. He was afraid that a bus might run him over, or a man might breathe deadly germs onto him, or a donkey might kick him to death, or a lightning might strike him down. So he had various negative thoughts coming. Or he might love a girl and the girl would leave him and he might slip on a banana skin. And when people saw, they would laugh their heads off. He had all kinds of negative, he was full of fear and he totally shut himself from the world and he stayed indoors, doing nothing but protecting himself in a locked room. Imagine. And let's see.
Forever he himself locked him up in a room. Oh my God. Then what happened with that person?
What do you expect? What happened? A picture fell off the wall and it fell on his head and it killed him. So
Oh, really?
yes, when you talk about, think about negative things, it takes away the zest of life. So you have to let things go, let it happen as it happens.
Oh, so Mr. Lamb, you really say peculiar things. What do you do all day, Mr. Lamb?
What I do all day long? I sit in the sun, I read books. Aha! You thought it was an empty house. No, 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 but it's full inside. And how is it full? It is full of books. It's not at all empty.
But there aren't any curtains in the window.
Yeah, I'm not fond of curtains. Shutting things out and shutting things in. I like the light and the darkness and the windows open. I want to hear the wind. Now, here Mr. Lamb means by shutting in, shutting out, that he welcomes all positive interactions and also negative ones. He accepts whatever comes with the spirit of openness. My mind, I am totally free and open to anything and everything. He's accepting. He doesn't like to shut out anything, whether it is pleasant or it is unpleasant. So he says there are no curtains on my windows because he wants the nature. He wants to be related with nature, just like he accepts people. So this is very important. He says, I'm absolutely comfortable with shutting things in and shutting things out. So he
And
likes to put things in a compartment and take life as it comes.
okay, so Derry got impressed by Mr. Lamb's conversation. He said, yes, I like that too when it's raining, and I like to hear it on the roof.
Aha, so I see you're not lost, are you? Not altogether. You do hear things. You can connect with nature. I can see this. You're
Okay.
aware.
So dear students, अभी तक जितना आपने पढ़ा है, चलो जल्दी से हम आपको टेस्ट कर लेते हैं with the MCQ. Read the lines below and answer the question. These lines are being explained by Sonia ma'am just now. I'm not fond of curtains, shutting things, shutting out. I like the light in the darkness and the windows open to hear the wind. Who said these lines and to whom? Come on, write down the answer in the chat box. Who said these lines? I'm seeing the chat box. Who all are writing? Yes, come on. Who said this? Yes, Sonia ma'am, are we getting the answers?
Yes, we are getting the answers. I am waiting. We have Anil. Anil has said the answer. And then we have Anubhav. Oh, he says present. Yes. We are still at Mr. Lamb. Ruby.
Karuna Thakur has also written the correct answer. Very good, Karuna. The correct answer is Mr. Lamb said these lines to Derry. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's move on. Children, buck up. Jaldi se apne bed se उठ जाओ और फटाफट से exercise को करो. Jaldi, फटाफट. Okay, so here, right in front of you, the very next question.
Okay, so the next question right on your screen, as Vanda ma'am said, please respond as soon as possible. The speaker says these lines because he likes to A, save electricity and sit in the sun, B, read books and sit in the sun, C, be with nature and natural surroundings, D, do very peculiar things. Yes, it's very simple. We had a discussion and I can see the answers rolling in. Are we having the answers?
Yes, ma'am, we are having the answer. We are having, there is Firoz, there is there is Sudha, wonderful. There's Muskan, there is
Komal.
Monica Bhatia, Komal, Afsana, Puneet Singh, Komal, then Manoj Kumar, Ishu Chavriya, Khushi Tripathi, Tanisha Sharma. Okay, great. They have answered correctly. Wonderful.
And
so
the option
correct
is,
answer.
yes, and the option is C. be with nature and natural surroundings. Excellent. A huge round of applause for our brilliant learners. Okay, moving on to the
Very
third
good. Very good.
and the final multiple choice statement right there in front of you. The lines reveal about the speaker's personality. The lines that reveal about the speaker's personality is that option A, he is not afraid of thieves. He does not like curtains. He wants to keep an eye on people entering his garden. He is open, friendly, warm, optimistic, and amiable. Lovely. Yes. Please roll in your answers. Buck up, buck up, buck up, buck up. And we have, yes, Karan has given us the right answer. It's option D. Yes, he is open, friendly, warm, and optimistic and amiable. And what do you mean by amiable? What is the meaning of the word amiable? Anybody? Let's take a guess. Amiable means friendly and cordial. Nice. So let's move on and see what Derry has to share with Mr. Lamb.
Okay, so Derry, after even presenting a really positive outlook by Mr. Lamb, Derry said, they talk about me. Whom he's talking about? He's talking about his parents. They कौन है यहाँ पर? Parents. They talk about him. वो परेशान होते हैं मेरे लिए. Downstairs, when I'm not there, what will he ever do? क्या करेगा हमारा बेटा? इस disability के साथ में, what will he ever do? What's going to happen to him when we have gone? However, will he get on his own world looking like that with that scar, the burnt on the face? That's what they say about him. So Derry doesn't like that people talk about him, and these people, including his parents also, they're worried about him.
Okay, but Mr. Lamb, as we say, is very comfortable. He says, Lord, boy, you've got two arms, two legs, and eyes and ears. You've got a tongue and a brain. You'll get on the way you want, like all the rest. And if you choose, you set your mind to it, you could get on better than all the rest. So here, Lamb is encouraging the boy Derry. And he says that you're very fortunate and very lucky to have a able body. You have all parts of your body and you're very much normal. What is troubling you? And why can't you decide to be the best? That's it.
So then he asked Derry, do you have any friends, Mr. Lamb?
Yeah, hundreds. Friends everywhere. People come in, everybody knows me. Everybody knows me. My gate's always open. Kids come for apple, pears, and for toffee. Anybody comes here. You're also my friend, aren't you? You are my friend.
No, I'm not your friend because you don't know me. You don't know me from where I come from and what my name is. My name is Derry. It's Derek, but I hate that. If I'm your friend, you don't have to be mine. I choose that. How could I be your friend? You pass people in the street, आप मिलते हो इधर उधर लोगों को, क्या वो आपके friend बन जाते हैं? अगर आपने उनको एक बार देख लिया या बात कर ली तो it doesn't mean they are friends. They're just nothing. Mr. Lamb said, तो कौन होते हैं वो लोग? So Derry said, they're just nothing. They're just people. That's all. They're just people. And he said thereafter, there are some people I hate. किन लोगों को वो hate करता है? Those who stare at him, those who talk about him, those who do not accept him.
Mr. Lamb hears Terry out, and then he gives a very interesting and a very uh, heart-rending comment. He says, if you keep thinking about this again and again, this will do you more harm than any bottle of acid. Acid only burns your face. Like a bomb only blew up my leg. There are worse things can happen. You you can burn yourself away inside. Here he means that if Derry keeps thinking in this manner and keeps having these negative thoughts, he will totally destroy and finish himself. There's so much of hatred in him. like the acid which completely wipes out anything which comes in its way. His hatred will completely wipe out his personality, his thinking, his positivity. It's hatred is like a physical wound. एक चोट है, एक दर्द है, and it will keep hurting. उसको दर्द होता रहेगा. So he has to let it go. Let it not be like an acid.
Okay, then Terry talks about the society's view. He said कि once a person has said that he should be better off stopping in there in the hospital and he should be better off with the others like him only. He said people think that blind people only should be with the blind people and idiot boys should remain with idiot boys only. This is the society's overview. The society thinks that alike people, same people should stay together. Why can't society behave normally? Why can't they treat every individual normally? That's why he hates people. He says that he hates that people stare at him because he's not like them.
Okay, so then what kind of a world would that be? What kind of a world would that be where you want what you want? So, do you think you're just the same as all the other people with burnt faces? Just by what you look like? Aha, everything's different. Everything's the same, but everything is different itself. So, even though things might look same and similar, we might all be having the same surname, but our personalities and our physical appearances are all different. So, why would you think and believe what others have to say and get disturbed with it?
You talk sense sometimes. So, Mr. Lamb, how do you make all that out?
Well, I like watching, listening, thinking. I keep doing that. My gate is always open. Everything's yours if you want it. What's mine is anybody's. So I'm open. I'm very open, and everybody can come in. Nobody, there is nothing to hide from my
But if I come over here, but if I come over here, they would see me. The other people would see me, those who come here, and they would run away after seeing my face. You might have me and lose all your other friends because nobody wants to stay with me.
Oh, that's not a problem. When I go down the street, the kids shout, "Lay me lamb, lay me lamb." But they still come into the garden, into my house. It's a game. I don't mind. I'm very open. They are not afraid of me. They just tease me sometimes. And why should they be afraid of me? I'm absolutely
Then Gary
comfortable.
changed the conversation. He said, Mr. Lamb, as you wish to go to climb onto the ladder and pluck the apples for making the jelly. So he said, how would you climb on the ladder and get the crab apples down then? If you fell, you would broke your neck. You could lie on the grass and die if you were on your own.
Oh, again, Mr. Lamb is changing the topic and he says, "Oh, there are a lot of things I've learned to do." He goes back to the question which Gary has asked. I have a lot of things to do and plenty of time. Years, I take it steady. So it's my experience with what I work. You can help me if you want to. You can join me in doing my work or pruning the garden or taking care of apples.
But my mother doesn't want it. My mother wants that. And if my house is 3 miles home across the fields, I'm just 14, but they still want to know. My mother wants to know where I am. They don't treat me normal.
Oh, people worry. Parents have to worry. Just go back and tell them where you are.
No, they don't worry. People fuss. They create problems for us. Why?
Okay, once you got home, you never let yourself come back. So here, Mr. Lamb is kind of encouraging or motivating Derry to come back and to be with him. So this is his way to tell Derry indirectly.
And there, Derry took it up as a challenge and he said, oh, you don't know what I could do. I will definitely come back.
Oh yeah, I agree. I don't know everything, boy. I can't tell you what to do. It's okay. You decide for yourself. You're a big boy. You can decide for yourself.
So those other people who come over here, do they talk to you? They do ask things to you?
Some do, some don't. I ask them. I like to learn. So I don't care whether they ask me or not. I like questioning, listening, watching, and doing.
But I don't believe in such kind of people. I don't think anybody ever comes. You are here all by yourself and miserable, and no one would know if you were alive or dead, and no one cares about it. I hate such people, those who try to think, try to say that, oh, I care about you, but actually they don't. I hate such people.
Okay, you can think what you please. It's just totally fine.
I think, Mr. Lamb, you're daft and you're crazy and you don't talk sense.
Okay, that's a very good excuse not to come back. See, Mr. Lamb is not getting provoked by Derry's anger and allegations. He says, okay, it's good excuse not to come back. And you've got a burnt up face, and that's other people's excuse. So you're just looking for an excuse not to come back. I am perfectly fine. From my side, I have no problem.
You are just like others, Mr. Lamb. You like to say things like that. If you don't feel sorry, my face, you're frightened of it. तुम बिल्कुल सच्चाई नहीं बोल रहे हो मेरे face पर. तुम जानते हो, I am ugly and you think that I am a devil. Am I a devil? Don't you think that I am a devil? There is deep sense of depression embedded in Derry. He is so alienated, isolated. He thinks that all the people around him thinks about him that he is the devil. He is an ugly person. Then Derry gets up and he shouts loudly and he said, I'm going. I will come back, you see. You wait. I can run. I haven't got a tin leg. I will be back, Mr. Lamb. I will be back. So over here, you can see a changing, a contrasting thing is being developed into Derry. He wants to take up the world in his stride. And he said, he took up the challenge, said, I will come back despite all odds. Then Derry runs off towards his home, and over there, he finds his mother. We are moving on to scene 2 into Derry's home, and he had a conversation with his mother.
So we see this is Derry's mother. And she said, you think I don't know about him? You think I haven't heard things, been told, warned. We've not lived here more than 3 months, but I know what there is to know. And you're not to go back there. You're not going to meet Mr. Lamb. She has come to know that Derry has has had an interaction with Mr. Lamb, and she's very annoyed. And she doesn't want, because she's being overprotective. She doesn't want her son to meet an outsider because they've just been here 3 months.
Okay, so Derry said, Mama, you should not believe all you hear. This is what people said. What are you afraid of? What do you think he is? He's just an old man with a tin leg, and he lives in a huge house. बहुत बड़ा घर है उनका, and it has no curtains, but it has a beautiful garden. And I want to be there, Mama, and I sit over there. I want to listen to the things I want to listen, and I want to look. I want to look the beautiful world.
Listen to what? And what he's got to say to you? क्या बोलेगा? What will he say to you? क्या सुनना है? He's very, very upset, very annoyed. You stay here and do your thinking. You're not going anywhere. You're best off here. She does not want him to leave his house.
Mom, I hate it here. I hate it absolutely.
Oh, son, you can't help the things you say. I forgive you. It's bound to make you feel bad things and say them. I don't blame you. So, here, Derry's mother is being overprotective, and she wants Derry to avoid everybody outside because the mother thinks that Derry will be upset, hurt. But we can see Derry is clearly annoyed and angry. So these are the isolating measures which the mother takes so that dairy is comfortable, but it is having a opposite effect.
Then Derry said, it's got nothing to do with my face and what I look like. I don't care about that and it's not important. मैं कैसा दिखता हूँ वो बिल्कुल important नहीं है. Important क्या है मैं कैसा सोचता हूँ, कैसा feel करता हूँ, that is more important. I am going back there with Mr. Lamb only to help him with the crab apples. वो चल नहीं सकते हैं, but वो crab apples तोड़ना चाहते हैं. He wants to make the jelly. I want to look at the things. I want to listen. I am going.
Oh, the mother is very upset. She is so annoyed. You'll stop here. You will not move an inch. Remain here. And she tells him to stop and not to move to Mr. Lamb's garden or house.
Oh, no, 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 mother, no. Because if I don't go back there, I will never go anywhere in this world again. मैं कभी दोबारा face नहीं कर पाऊंगा world को. Let me go. And I am going. I am going. The door slams and Derry runs towards the garden of Mr. Lamb. He runs down panting and he said, and I want the world. He wants to face the world. There is a change in Derry's personality through the conversation of Mr. Lamb. He said he wanted to take the world in his own stride. He wanted to face the world now. Mr. Lamb has instilled confidence into Derry. He said, I want the world. I want it. Now he is ready to face the challenge of the world that world puts right in front of him. And over here, he rushes towards Mr. Lamb's garden in scene 3. There, Mr. Lamb is plucking the crab apples from the tree.
Okay, steady. Steady means he's talking to the crab apples. Okay, that's got it. That's it. Okay, fine, fine, steady. Okay, fine. And then more apples fall, and again, that's it. And a creak and a crash. What happens?
Oh.
The ladder falls back. Mr. Lamb falls with a thump. The branch swishes back, creaks. Then silence, total silence, absolute silence. No noise. There's no creaking, just a crash. And then what happens?
अंदर गार्डन में जोर से गिर गई सीढ़ी and there was a great thump and there was silence. Derry, who was rushing towards the garden of Mr. Lamb, he opens the door of the garden and what he saw Mr. Lamb lying there. He fell down on the ground. He was there unconscious. This made Derry so perturbed. There's silence everywhere. Derry ने मिस्टर लैम को उठाने की कोशिश की, मूव करने की कोशिश की, but you see, I came back, Mr. Lamb. You said I wouldn't, and they said, but I came back. I wanted to come back, Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb, please get up, get up, get up. Talk to me, Mr. Lamb. He runs through the grass. He stops. He kneels down. वो घुटनों के बल बैठा और मिस्टर लैम को उठाने की कोशिश की उसने, but nothing happened. Mr. Lamb is lifeless, motionless. Mr. Lamb is dead. Mr. Lamb, it's all right. You fell. I'm here, Mr. Lamb. It's all right. Get up. I have come back, Mr. Lamb. I believed you. I'm here to face the world now, Mr. Lamb. Get up. It's all right. I have come back. But to no avail. All in vain. Mr. Lamb kept on lying, motionless, because he's no more. He's dead. And there is absolute silence. and Derry can't stop crying. There is silence everywhere. He said, Lamy Lamb, I did come back. मैं वापस आ गया हूँ आपके लिए, इस वर्ल्ड को फेस करने के लिए फिर दोबारा से. He wanted to keep his promise. मैंने अपनी promise रखी मिस्टर लैम, मैं वापस आ गया हूँ. Get up. This shows how much Derry has been changed by Mr. Lamb's outlook, and that he and the old man have found a real connection with each other. But now Mr. Lamb, who has changed Derry's outlook, is no more.
Okay, that was a very sad ending. And we see through Mr. Lamb's character, our playwright Susan Hill, she presents a worldwide view that encourages us to embrace openness so that we can value and give dignity to all people and there should be connection and kindness between them. Even though the story ends in a tragedy, whatever positive effects it has on Derry will are lingering on. So, any comments, any thoughts, my dear friends, in the chat box? And while we keep you thinking, let us unfold the character of Mr. Lamb through the true and false statements. This is a very interesting activity. If you look at this activity, we have true and false, and we are evolving Mr. Lamb's character. And
okay.
Let's see.
So, Sonia, ma'am, I wish to interrupt in between over here. As I'm seeing the chat box, our children, they are sending us the crying emojis. Actually, they're also, getting deep rooted in this particular chapter. The children are crying. So, my dear children, nothing to cry. This is just a story, but it presents you a perspective towards life. हमारी लाइफ में लोग आते हैं, जाते हैं, कुछ सिखा करके जाते हैं. So, nothing to be perturbed over here.
Okay.
So, of course,
children have started answering a lot of answers and
yes.
true. We already have the answer for the first one. Mr. Lamb expresses a philosophy of openness and non-judgmental connection. Yes, it is true. And the answers are pouring in. They are just rolling in. I cannot read out the names. It's rushing. Okay. Second, Lamb has no curtains on his open windows because he wants to keep a watch on who all are entering his garden quickly. Second option is false. Lamb does admit the children call him Lamy Lamb, and this bothers and upsets him. Yes, Vandana.
Yes. So, ma'am, we are showing the statements and the answers right in front of the screen. Children, you can see them and you can take the screenshot to understand the character of Mr. Lamb. Here are some more true and false. अगर आप इन statements को inverse reverse कर देंगे, so आपको मिल जाएगा एक proper character. Okay, so this is all about Mr. Lamb's character. Now we move on to the Derry's character over here. Let's understand the character. So the first one right in front of you, rest of the answers we will show. Derry, whose name is Derek, is a boy of 14 with a badly burnt face. What is the correct answer of this, dear children? What is the correct answer? Come on. Yes, write it down in the chat box. Oh, yes. Students are writing the answers. Wonderful, dear students. Wonderful. So the correct answer, it's true, absolutely. He's a boy of 14 with a badly burnt face. Derry is not upset with the fact that people treat him differently. The statement is false. Very good, dear students. Buck up. Okay, so I am releasing the answers over here for your convenience so that we move on to the chapter. Okay, so here are some more statements, true and false, right in front of your screen, and I am releasing the answers.
I think, Vandana ma'am, we should wait and give them a huge round of applause, a physical round of applause, because the answers are just pouring in and they are doing a massive job. So I think they all deserve an applause here like this. And we are so sorry we cannot take so many names because we have to move ahead. So let's quickly, the applause and greetings and love That the chat box is just running. I'm just seeing it flowing with
Yeah.
the right answers. Okay, so we'll move on.
So yes, so we have understood a beautiful chapter, and we have to make this world a better place to live in for us, as well as for the people with some shortcomings or special needs or disability. So, dear students, right on your screen, we have to watch a video which you have to reflect upon. So, I'm playing the video, you must see.
You may have arms and legs, but unless you know three things. Number one, who are you and what your value is? Number two, what is your purpose here in life? And number three, what is your destiny when you're done here? If you don't know the answers of any of those three questions, you're more disabled than I.
Wow, what
Okay.
a journey. Yes, Vandana ma'am, what a journey. What a rebound and what a comeback. Now, learners, we would like you to quickly write some responses, some emotions, some thoughts in your chat box after you saw this beautiful video. And Vandana ma'am, could you share your thoughts on this video? What is your take on this beautiful clip?
Despite all odds, Sonia ma'am, and despite all the problems in life, we should never stop believing in ourselves. Never.
Great. That's lovely. That's lovely. I think you're matching with Mr. Nick's thought processes.
Yes.
Good, great. And I think you should ask me also what is my take.
Yes, yes, ma'am. What's your take from
Okay.
this video?
I feel I would like to use three words and put it like that. It was rejection, and I feel it was dejection. It led to elation and motivation. So
Yes, absolutely. Wonderfully explained.
so I
Wonderfully.
think
So,
these
Sonia ma'am, I would like to tell कि हमारे डेरी के जैसे ही एक और कैरेक्टर जिनके ऊपर अभी मूवी भी बनी है छपाक. So, how she has also risen to a different level, right? छपाक अगर बच्चों ने देखी होगी, so बिल्कुल वैसा ही है ना? So now here's this right in front of you, Sonia ma'am.
yes. Now, yes, you were talking about Chapak, and it's Lakshmi Agarwal. I think you were telling telling our friends about.
Yes.
She's Lakshmi Agarwal, and
Yes.
she's an acid attack survivor. And we want
Yes.
all of you to look into her YouTube videos, which are very, very motivational and inspirational. Okay. Now, I think children are also responding. It's heart touching and motivational video. Dipanshu Mehra says it encourages us very much. It's great. Okay. So now, being here in this society, we have to make some rules. We know the rules. We either break them or make them. And what are these rules? The rules and laws we have in our life. These are basically meant to guide us and protect us and to keep order in our society. So, to build a proper society, to build a proper thought process, we have to keep certain rules. Now, what are the rules and how we can create these rules? Now, we give you a choice to make 3 rules that everyone in this world must follow for people with special needs or any kind of shortcomings, disability. So here, right on your screen, we have 3 boxes. Vandana ma'am, you tell us about the first rule.
Yes.
Rule.
मैं अगर होंगी, अगर 3 रूल्स मुझे बनाने हैं, सो मेरा फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट रूल होगा, नो वन शुड बी एलियनेटेड एंड लेफ्ट आउट. हमें किसी को भी एबनॉर्मल नहीं समझना है, सबको एक्सेप्ट करना है अपनी लाइफ में. नो वन शुड बी लेफ्ट बिहाइंड इन द सोसाइटी. And society must adopt a positive outlook. And why I have chosen this rule? Because human beings long for connection with others, and isolation can lead to depression, sufferings and great unhappiness. तो हमें सबको embrace करना है, empathize करना है. उसी तरीके से बच्चों, आपको आपने एक और 2 रूल्स और बनाने हैं, और क्यों आपने वो रूल्स को चूज किया है, ये है आपका आज का होमवर्क.
पहला होमवर्क है, और ये अपने टीचर्स के साथ, अपनी फैमिली के साथ डिस्कस करें एंड ऑल्सो इम्बाइब इट इन योर लाइफ. जो रूल्स क्रिएट किए हैं उनको अपनी जिंदगी में जोड़ना भी है और उनके साथ जुड़ना भी है. चलिए नेक्स्ट होमवर्क देखते हैं. हमारा ये छोटा सा होमवर्क है या थॉट है. नाउ दीज आर सम एनाग्राम्स. Vandana ma'am, can you explain anagrams to our students?
Yes, anagrams ऐसे words or phrases होते हैं. Those are formed by rearranging the letters of another meaningful word. ये anagrams होते हैं. Now let's look at the list of these words very, very quickly, and you have to identify the word taken from the test. So, ma'am, would you like to try? आज आपको practice कराते हैं anagram की. So, cafe. कौन सा ऐसा word है जो हमारे chapter में है? इससे rearrange करके आप बना सकते हैं वो word. What is that word, Sonia ma'am?
Okay.
Children, can you try?
The children can also try. But you've given me this challenge. I take it up, and I think it's face. Is it face? F-A-C-E.
Yes, it is. Yes. So this is an anagram. Okay, you arrange word and you take it out from the chapter. You can take out lots and lots of anagrams, right? This is the face. Okay, so let's move on. Some more sweet car units, guitars, apple. Oh, I just said the apple, rattle. Okay, so हमारे बच्चों को मिल ही जाएंगे ये सारे के सारे words. Okay, so let's release them for them. Suit, weeds. ये क्या होगा? अगला word, Sonia ma'am.
Car units.
अरे बच्चे लिख रहे हैं.
Children are writing face. Car units. What does it mean? I don't know, Anna ma'am. Can you tell me? Can you tell me?
Yes. Yes, curtains.
Yeah. I thought curtains. Yes. And skitter would be what? Quickly, let's release the answers. Try. And apple is apple. And rattle is ladder. Great.
Okay, so अब आ गया है ये homework. जल्दी से बताएं सोनिया मैम.
बस कुछ खास नहीं है. ये हमारे पास कुछ वर्ड्स हैं, एनाग्राम्स हमने अभी डिकोड किए हैं. What we want you to do is, we want you to use your imagination to suggest another ending to the story by using the words which you have decoded in the anagram. So एक दूसरी ending चाह रहे हैं हम आपसे. अपना imagination use करें और इस story को एक दूसरी ending दें. साथ ही में आप ये जो words हैं anagram के, इनको use करें. Also, you can create more anagrams from the chapter, which you can use in your answer. So, put yourself on a journey where you can imagine and think of a different ending to this story. So, we are looking forward to your answers, and we just want to thank you.
And this is me. This is me, Vandana Harit, lecture English, along with my dear friends, saying a big, big thank you to all of you. I hope you liked the lesson and understood the world view. So, big thank you from all of you.
Okay, thank you so much. God bless you and have a great day ahead. Bye.
Bye bye. Signing off.
Take care.
Stay safe.
Yeah, they can also fill in the Google form. Yes, the link's already there in the chat
Yes.
box. Kindly fill in the Google form. That is the last instruction. Thank you so much.
Thank you.